Yahoo! I mean, the name itself just feels like a time capsule, doesn't it? A digital relic from the dial-up era. But what if I told you that it's not only surviving, it's actually thriving in ways you would never, ever expect? Today, we're going to answer the question, who on earth still uses Yahoo? And let's be real, this is the kind of reputation that usually comes to mind. You don't have to look very hard to find scathing reviews just like this one. I mean, on Trustpilot, Yahoo has a dismal 1.3-star rating. People complain about everything, from the interface to the customer service. You'd think the internet had just completely left it behind. But then you see this number, 1 billion. That's how many people are actively using something in Yahoo's world every single month. That's not a relic. That's practically a digital nation. So how is this possible, right? How can a brand with a reputation like that and a history of pretty major missteps still command an audience of 1 billion people? That's the puzzle we're digging into today. Okay, so to really get our heads around where Yahoo is today, we've got to go back. We need to look at where it came from, its incredible rise, and its even more spectacular fall. Picture this. It's 1994. The internet is just this chaotic, messy, disorganized new thing. Yahoo, which was originally called Jerry and David's Guide to the World Wide Web, came along and was one of the very first directories. It was like the friendly front door to the web, a one-stop shop for news, email, search. For millions of people, Yahoo was the internet. But here's where the story takes a turn. Yahoo's downfall can really be traced through a series of just colossal mistakes. In 2002, they had the chance to buy Google for $1 billion, and they passed. Then in 2008, they rejected a massive $44.6 billion offer from Microsoft because they thought they were worth more. And that decision in 2008, wow, the consequences were just massive. Only 9 years after turning down almost $45 billion, the company's core business was sold to Verizon for 1/10 of that price. It is a true cautionary tale in the world of tech. So if the main brand sort of crumbled, where are those billion users hiding? Well, it turns out Yahoo isn't really one single thing anymore. It's more like a collection of 3 powerful, almost hidden kingdoms, and each one has its own super loyal population. And the first kingdom is probably the one you're thinking of, Yahoo Mail. You know, before Gmail was even a thing, Yahoo Mail was the absolute giant of free email. For millions of us, it was our very first email address, and a whole lot of people just never left. Now, sticking with Yahoo Mail today means making a very clear trade-off. Yeah, compared to something like Gmail, its security record isn't great and the interface is pretty cluttered with ads, but it has one absolute killer feature that keeps people totally hooked. And that feature is storage, a massive 1 terabyte of free storage. That's 1,000 gigabytes. That is over 66 times more than the 15 gigs you get from Gmail for free. For anyone who has decades of emails and attachments saved, that is a very, very big deal. This Reddit user just sums it up perfectly. It's this simple combination: the sheer power of habit, plus the practicality of never having to worry about deleting an old email. That is an incredibly strong reason for millions of people to just stay put. Okay, so while mail relies on habit, the second kingdom has captured a completely different kind of user, the casual investor. Yahoo Finance has quietly become the absolute go-to spot for millions of them. See, while the hardcore platforms like Seeking Alpha are built for really deep, complex analysis, Yahoo Finance wins because it's so simple. It's designed for the beginner, it gives you a broad, easy-to-digest look at the market without completely overwhelming you with data. And that simple approach has attracted a massive, dedicated audience. Every single month, 93 million users in the US alone turn to Yahoo Finance for their market data, news, and to track their portfolios. This quote from a Reddit user just says it all, doesn't it? For so many people, Yahoo Finance isn't just a website they visit. It becomes this indispensable tool that they are completely hooked on. It's a daily habit. And that brings us to our final kingdom. And this one might have the most intense loyalty and community of all, Yahoo Fantasy Sports. Seriously, ask anyone who plays fantasy sports, and they'll probably tell you Yahoo is one of the best platforms in the business. It's incredibly easy for beginners to use, it has a great mobile app, and it offers enough customization to keep even the most hardcore leagues happy. It just hits that perfect sweet spot. And the scale here is just enormous. As this user points out, we are talking about millions upon millions of fantasy leagues hosted every single year. This is not some small niche hobby. It's a mainstream phenomenon, and Yahoo is right there at the center of it all. So, after exploring these three hidden kingdoms, the answer to our paradox, to our big question, is finally coming into focus. You see, Yahoo isn't the front door to the entire internet anymore. It's become something different, a new kind of powerhouse, a niche giant. It survives not as a single unified brand, but as a collection of best-in-class services for very specific but very large audiences. So, to sum it all up, Yahoo survives because its individual products, mail, finance, and fantasy sports, are actually stronger than the parent brand itself. It thrives in these areas where being simple and accessible wins the day, and it's all protected by the incredibly powerful force of our own habits. And that really leaves us with a final, thought-provoking question. In a world totally dominated by these all-in-one tech giants, can a collection of powerful niches like this truly last? Or is Yahoo's slow fade from the center of the internet just destined to continue, one kingdom at a time?